you feel win?
Yeah, good win by Ohio State. Thought they set the tone very early with their physicality on both ends of the floor, and knocked us on our heels pretty quick. And we were working uphill from there most of the night. You know, we have to raise our level. Obviously, we had a tough turnaround after the Purdue game, but the physicality, the effort level, the aggressiveness that we needed just wasn't there. And I thought their guys did a really nice job of playing within themselves. Thought defensively they were very, very tough in and around the basket, especially in the paint. Things were hard, and that made it for a difficult night for us.
Mike.
Archie, I know we've talked about some of the tight turnarounds you guys have had this season, but coming off a really emotionally draining game against a rival, I mean, what was kind of the approach to preparation? There's
no excuses. I mean, we're all going through our different rhythms in the league. This is just one of ours. We have to be able to get through it, and you may be low energy at times, but you have to find a way. Good teams find a way to sort of surge back, and we had a couple moments where I thought we fought pretty good and played. We were just too slow to 50-50 balls, loose ball rebounds, just things of that nature. And, that wasn't the case, obviously on Sunday. But, they had a lot to do with it.
They held Robert Johnson to 2 points. Josh Newkirk had none. What did they do so well against your guards?
Well, Rob, I think, clearly there's an emphasis for him. Obviously no outside looks. The ones that he got were probably decent, but rushed. Anything in the paint was very hard tonight. The drives and the crowded floor made things very difficult. I also think their length in and around the basket and their size, bothers teams. And they're a very good defensive team as well as a very good offensive team. But, we're going to need to make shots. We were going to need to finish around the basket much better. We probably left 5 to 6 point blanks, layups. And when you go to the line, 10 of 18 again, 7 for 14 in the second half, any chance of making any type of a cut into it, it just deflates you. So, offensively we weren't very good. They had a lot to do with it.
Terry?
2 of the last 3 games, Devontae's maybe emerged a little bit. At some point, do you think about starting him?
We're searching for consistency, and I think Devontae had a really good approach coming off of the Purdue game where he didn't play as much. And he took advantage of the opportunity to get out there and concentrate, and he got himself into a good rhythm. And if he does that, he'll play more, for sure.
Archie, I just wonder what it was like for you to come back here and maybe see some familiar sights.
Yeah, good people. I mean, it was a great place. My time here was all nothing but positive. Had a lot to do with that, his development of me in my time, but just great people. Chris is at an awesome place, and I think he's a great fit.
Colin was dressed for warm-ups. Is he maybe a little...
Slowly but surely, I think made positive progress. I don't know if he'll be available against Michigan State on Saturday. We'll have to see sort of how things go. He's day to day.
How did you feel you did limiting Kata on offense? Obviously, some of the other guys stepped up, but he kind of had to work for his points. I know he contributed in other ways, but how much do you focus on him when you look at Ohio State?
Well, yeah, he's a big part of what they do, clearly. I think their other guys are very underappreciated in terms of how they affect the game. The guards can really shoot it. They really keep the floor spaced. I think Tate is probably one of the best jack-of-all-trade type of guys you're going to play against. He can play inside. He handles the ball. He drives it. He makes, he's an assist guy. But, I thought Zach McRoberts played extremely hard tonight on him. I thought he did his best job that he could, staying in front, making him shoot over top to the best, made things hard on catches. But he did get a double-double with 5 assists, 4 blocks, 13 rebounds. I mean, a pretty good game. We had no answer for the big fella, though. Again, it's killing us right now inside. And, we have to get back to trying to figure a way out, of keeping things as hard as possible in there. But we're getting paralyzed just in terms of the sheer size of certain guys. And I thought Caleb did a really good job tonight for them.
Archie, how tough is it to play a team coming off a loss? They're coming off a Penn State loss. You play Michigan State coming off a loss. Is it more a challenge?
I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I mean, I think when you lose a game and you're a really good team, obviously you get a chance to go back and shake the cobwebs off, so to speak. And especially if you're winning a bunch of games in a row and you get knocked down, it refocuses you. So I think we definitely played an Ohio State team tonight that was focused on playing a very certain way, and I thought they dictated how the game went.
Archie, obviously first matchup against Chris at Ohio State. How do you see maybe this rivalry maybe ratcheting up over the next few years?
Yeah, I think Indiana-Ohio State has always been a good basketball rivalry. I think that goes back a very long time. You know, in my time at Indiana here, very short on, we're trying to grow and build, and as we grow and build, you know, we're trying to get Indiana back to a place where, you know, it means something when we come into town. And Ohio State's going to do the very same thing. So I suspect that we'll be you know, hopefully having some better games from our standpoint when we go up against them.
Coach, you touched on it early on, the intensity level not quite there as it has been. Do you think that the crammed-in Big Ten schedule and these two-day turnarounds is playing into that?
Yeah, probably a little bit. I think if you have to poll every coach, though, you know, every coach has their own, like I said, rhythm. You know, Ohio State probably came off one 2 or 3 weeks ago or a week and a half ago where they had 4 and 8. You know, I think we're getting 7 and 17 days or something like that, and you know, 4 and 8 or 5 and 12 days. You know, it's difficult. You know, I was telling the guys the other day, you know, we were in the NCAA tournament a few years back. We played 6 games, I think, in 15 days or something like that. That was a lot, 6 games, 15 days. In conference to play 5 and 12 and 7 and 17. It is challenging. I think every coach, though, has absorbed the ups and downs and the flows. And, you know, for us, we just got to get back, get off our feet, hopefully have a couple days of practice, you know, because we weren't able to really get a whole lot of work in, you know, after the Purdue game. So hopefully we can get back on the floor a little bit and kind of clean some things up. And then obviously get ready for, you know, a very, very difficult game against Michigan State.
All right, Coach, thank you.
Thank you.